Good evening. KCL playoff baseball is on the air. Ground Sloths and Blue Caps duke it out for the right to dance in the 2024 KCL Championship. Merchants have already clinched their spot in that Saturday night bout. But right now, the 13 and 15 Ground Sloths clash with the 15 and 12 first place Blue Caps to be the adversary tonight. Ground Sloths are the home team since the Blue Caps have already been the home team in this tournament. These two teams played in the opening round. It went the way of the Ground Sloths in a 5-4 decision. So we'll get you the lineups, starting with the Blue Caps, who will swing the bats first. Leading off and playing center field, Riley Hendren. Following him is the dangerous 2 and 3 hitters, Gage Wolf, and the switch-hitting third baseman, John Shuey. 4, 5, 6 are as follows. Lefty, righty, lefty in the forms of A.J. Weller, Cal Darling, and Jake Morrell. Rounding out the lineup, a trio of righties, and it's Trey Blanchette, who's also playing first base, Cannon Klein, who will catch the balls and strikes in the bottom half of this ball game. And rounding out, not playing in the field defensively, but rather designated hitting, is the right-hander Andrew Pishka. On the mound for the Ground Sloths is Nick Curry, who's gone 21 and 2/3 innings over the course of the 2024 summer, a 2.9 ERA, a 2-0 record. Manager Peyton Dillingham giving him the start, trying to capture a little bit more magic to last just one more game and get them to that championship. 10 hits, 9 runs, 9 earned runs, 10 runs, but 1 unearned. 11 walks, 15 strikeouts. His last outing was against the Blue Caps back on July 17th. He went 5 innings, picked up the win. Gave up 2 hits, surrendered just 1 unearned run, 4 base on balls, and 3 punch-outs. That's Nick Curry. He'll deal to the 1 through 9 hitters that we just introduced for the Blue Caps. But while we have a few minutes, let's introduce the Ground Sloths starting 9. The 1, 2, 3 hitters is one of the most dominant trios in all of the KCL, starting with the righty swinging center fielder, Blake Krancer. Following him is the MVP, Shea Brozek, batting .427. The power-hitting lefty, Mateo Casillas, who's left the yard twice and knocked 18 in this summer. He's batting third. Cleaning up and designated hitting is the right-hander, Luke Landris. Jimmy Anderson, Charlie Graham are the 5 and 6 hitters, and rounding out the lineup is Will Applegate, Nate Cooley, and Dalton Hobbick is batting 9th and playing left field. We'll step aside. On the other side, Blue Caps, Ground Sloths trying to battle it out to advance to Championship Saturday. An elimination game winner to the championship to meet with the Merchants, who have already clinched their spot after beating the Ground Sloths on Thursday night. Now, two teams that have a loss in this tournament. Nick Curry out of the windup. He's set to go home to Riley Hendren, and he misses with a first pitch fastball at the knees. 1-0 to the right-handed center fielder, and we are underway. 4:06 first pitch. 1-0. Fouled straight back, out of play. We're behind home plate, slanted down the first base line. That one was right over our heads, and the count's 1-1. Hendren hitting .231. Curry working quickly. The 1-0 grounded right side. A high chopper, a couple of bounces, fielded by Cooley. He flips to the pitcher, covering the bag. Curry for out number one. A nice play there to collect himself on first base. Cooley gloves it, and it's in time for the first out of the inning. And now the left-handed second baseman, Gage Wolf, steps in. Right on left, the matchup for the first time this evening. Sunny skies. We've been battling some clouds all evening. Curry kicks and fires. Misses outside at the belt. 1-0. Battling some clouds all afternoon, but they've gone away, allowing the sun to come out. 78 degrees, 5-mile-an-hour winds. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball and out of play, curling towards the left field seats, and the count is 1-1. Wolf hitting .286, 5 runs batted in. The 1-1 offering. Slider that tails away from the second baseman, and the count's 2-1. 5'10", 175-pound sophomore, 2-1, is laced in the right center field gap, and making the play is Blake Crancer. Crancer towards the right alley, dives and snags it for the second out. Nick Curry is fired up about that one. And now the dangerous John Shuey, 6'2" freshman, switch hitter, but he'll take his first hacks from the left side here on the top of the first. No score, Ground Sloths and Blue Caps. The first pitch to him. On the outside corner, a called strike. 0-1. Shuey 1 for 4 in that 9-6 win over the Bobcats. 1-0 fouled straight back. Ball and a strike. Blue Caps just made it here after that 9-6 victory. They played with their backs against the walls once already. Trying to do it once again in advance to the championship. The 1-1, cut on and miss. Strike 3. Scoreboard was wrong. We could have bet on that one. And there's 3 up, 3 down at the top of the first. An ideal start for Nick Curry, and we'll turn it to the bottom of the first. Crancer, Brozek, and Casillas look to tack on the first runs of the ballgame. Bottom of the first, Ground Sloths and the Blue Caps. Making the start for the Blue Caps is Alec Bergman, 5.5 ERA. He's gone 11 1/3 innings throughout the summer of 2024. A 5.55 ERA. He'll deal to righty-righty-lefty in the forms of Blake Crancer, Shea Brozek, and Mateo Casillas. Out of the windup, he kicks and fires to Crancer. Crancer looks at a first pitch strike on the outside corner at the belt. A fastball off the right hand of Bergman. And here's the 0-1. Another fastball. This one misses outside, tailing away from the right-handed center fielder, and the count's 1-1. Bergman set at the letters, gets into his windup and fires. Lifted into left center field, Hendrens over towards the alley, and the center fielder makes the grab, shoulder height for out number 1. What away, a nice start for Alec Bergman on the hill. Made his last start back on July 14th versus the Merchants. Has yet to pitch against the Ground Sloths this summer. Picked up the win, got the start, and went 3 innings. Here's the first pitch to the right-handed hitter Shea Brozek, and he looks at a first pitch strike, 0-1 to the MVP, hitting .427 this summer for Peyton Dillingham. The 0-1 offering. A breaking ball just misses below the zone, and the count's 1-1. Brozek 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs in that elimination game a couple of nights ago, and the 1-1 misses below the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fastball from Bergman, back to his windup. The 2-1. Fastball up and away, and the count works to 3 balls and 1 strike. A hitter's advantage off the gate for Shea Brozek. The 3-1. Grounded left side, gloved by Shuey, and it ricochets off, and Brozek will be in without a throw. It's going to be a tough play for Shuey. It was scorched off the bat, and a man aboard for the Ground Sloths. And now the power hitting right fielder, Mateo Casillas, who's sporting that .400 average, complemented by a .530 on-base percentage. Digs in the left side. First lefty that Bergman will see in this Ground Sloths lineup. Just 2 of them, Casillas being one of them. Here's the first offering to him, and it's downstairs, ball 1. Brozek being held on by the first baseman Blanchette. Bergman takes a peek over his left shoulder at the bag. Now collects himself, sends it home. Misses down and away. 2 balls, no strikes to the right fielder, who was 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs and a home run on Thursday night in the 11-10 loss to the Merchants. That's gave them. Brozek gets off the bag, and now he's in a pickle. Bergman walks him back to first. Now he's caught up. Blanchette over to Weller. Weller now chases him back to first. He flips to Blanchette, who tags Brozek for the second out of the inning. That was unfortunate place of timing from Shea Brozek, because he's swiped 10 bags this summer, but just wasn't patient enough, and now there's 2 away, and the defense can take a few steps in. The 2-0. Misses below the zone at the ankles of Casillas, a four-seam fastball, and the count's 3-0. Middle infielders were playing a few steps back in double play depth. Here's the 3-0, and it misses down and away, and it gets past Klein. So Casillas hustles down to first, but it kicks off the wall, and the backstop cannon Klein collects it. And there's a 2-out man aboard. Brozek could have moved over to second had he just waited a few pitches, but there's just 1 runner on, and now the cleanup man, Luke Landrus, steps in the right side. 6'2", 180-pound rising freshman. The first delivery to him, and at the knees, called strike, 0-1. Landrus 2 for 4 against the Merchants back on Thursday night. Coming off one of his better games of the season. The 0-1 lashed into right field. Cal Darling heading towards the right field line makes the grab for the 3rd out. So Brozek gets caught in a pickle, and Mateo Casillas draws a 2-out walk, but Bergman maneuvers around it. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field for the Blue Caps. We'll turn it to the top of the second. 4-5-6, swinging it on the other side. Top of the second, Ground Sloths and Blue Caps battling it out for the right to play in the championship game. Blue Caps looking to go back-to-back. They won the 2023 title. They need a win here to have a chance at it against the Merchants. Nick Curry returns to the hill. He'll deal to the 4-5-6 hitter, starting with the lefty swinging shortstop, A.J. Weller. The first delivery to him is on the inside corner. A slider at the knees, called strike, and the count is 0-1. Curry set at the letters, now brings it down to the belt, goes home. And another slider. This one misses in the right-handed batter's box, a non-competitive pitch, and the count is 1-1. No score, top of the second. Curry. Swing and a miss. Nice off speed. Weller swings through it. He was sitting on the fastball, but Curry counters with the changeup, and the count is 1-2 to the rising freshman headed to Illinois State. Defense playing him straight up. Here's the offering. Is lined at the shortstop Anderson, and he snags it for out number 1. Scorched off the bat of Weller, but perfectly placed defensively for Jimmy Anderson, his first put out of the night. And there's one away now for the right-handed right fielder, Cal Darling, who's hitting .436 this summer for Dave Lingle's crew. He steps in, taps the plate once. Curry goes quickly. He sends it home and misses inside at the knees and off speed for ball 1. 1-0 is lined into right field, and this one's down for a base hit. Casillas fields it on a hop, then struggles on the transfer, but collects it quickly, and a one-out single for the right fielder, Darling. And the Blue Caps have their first man aboard here in the top of the second. Still no score in an elimination game at the Corn Crib. Right on left the matchup here to the left fielder, Jake Morrill. He digs in the left-handed batter's box with a runner on first, who's being held on over on the right side of the infield by the first baseman, Cooley. Curry takes a peek over the left shoulder, shakes off the sign, out of the stretch. Misses below the zone, ball 1. Morrill, 6 foot, 175-pound freshman. Left the yard once. He's knocked 4 in this summer. Trying to add to that total here with the runner on first. The 1-out. Curry waits, now delivers. Swing and a miss. Nice off speed from Curry, and the count's 1-1. Darling's over on first, 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts this season. Takes a few paces off the bag, now runner goes. Lined right side, and it's past the glove of Cooley and into right field. Heading towards the corner, it gets to the wall. All the way around third, Darling gets the windmill from Lingle. Second to third, here comes Morrill. The throw is in time. So an RBI double from Jake Morrill scores Cal Darling all the way from first, but it gets thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple. Blue Caps on the board first. They lead it 1-0 in the top of the second. Catch your breath. Cal Darling. It's the first run of the evening in this elimination game. Now the right-handed first baseman, Trey Blanchett. Curry back to the windup. He sends it home. Misses down and in, just below the knees. A slider for ball 1. Blanchett 1 for 4 with an RBI. That 9-6 elimination game victory over the Bobcats. The 1-0 is right to the left side and through for another base hit. Blue Caps hitting Nick Curry much better the second time he's come out to the mound. Still the first time they've seen him. So we're just now to the number 8 hitter, Cannon Klein, the right-handed catcher. So the lone runner is over on first. That's Trey Blanchett, who shuffles off the bag, being held on by Cooley. Curry takes another look across the diamond. Right on right, the first pitch is lifted into right field. Casillas is in under it, heading towards the foul line, and makes the grab 3 steps to the left side of the painted line. So 2 hits, 1 run, and no errors in the field for the Ground Sloths. We'll turn it to the bottom of the second. The Ground Sloths will swing it with a deficit for the first time tonight. Bottom of the second, Blue Caps lead it for the first time tonight. Now Alec Bergman back on the mound for his second inning of efforts for the Blue Caps. He'll deal to the 5, 6, 7 hitters. That's starting with the right-handed shortstop Jimmy Anderson, who steps in, taps the plate a couple of times, and Bergman kicks and fires the first pitch, and it misses above the zone. Ball 1, a breaking ball that didn't break enough, and Anderson holds a swing. It's 1-0. Bergman set at the letters. Goes home. That one's cranked to left field, but curling foul. And that's where it'll land in foul territory. Down the left field line and into the lawn. A ball and a strike now to the shortstop Anderson. The offering. Fastball misses in at the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike. Anderson was 0 for 4 with a strikeout in the 11-10 loss to the Merchants on Thursday night. The 2-1. Breaking ball that continued to work away from Anderson. Now a hitter's advantage to the 6 foot, 175-pound rising freshman. Heading to Heartland Community College. Here's the 3-1. Up and in. Ball 4. So leadoff walk to Anderson. And a man aboard for the right-handed catcher, Charlie Graham, who walks across the plate. Takes a look down the third base line to his manager, Peyton Dillingham. Pushes the bat out in front of the Ground Sloth's uniform. The first offering to him, and he lifts it into deep left field. Morrill's back on it. He's at the track. Looks up. It's gone. First pitch, Charlie Graham finds the heater. Takes it over the left field wall. Ground Sloths regain the lead. A 2-run shot in the bottom of the second, and the score's 2-1. Ground Sloths lead it. Anderson comes around to score after the leadoff walk, and there's still nobody out for the lefty swinging Will Applegate, who squares to bunt, lays it down, and it rolls foul for strike 1. Applegate hitting .277. 6'3" freshman, standing tall in that left-handed batter's box. Taps the near side of the plate, pushes it out in front of his knees. The 1-1. He takes it up the middle and through for a base hit. So similarly to Nick Curry getting hit around his second time out on the mound, Alec Bergman getting similar results. Yet to record an out. And another single, this one from Will Applegate. And now the right-handed first baseman, Nate Cooley. And we're going to have our first mound visit. Dave Lingle takes a stroll out of the third base dugout. Nobody loosening down there. 2-1 Ground Sloths lead it. Jake Morrill had an RBI double that he was thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple. That got the scoring started in the top of the second. Blue Caps took a 1-0 advantage, but then the Ground Sloths, who were swinging it with a deficit for the first time, responded instantly. A leadoff walk from Jimmy Anderson, who was brought home by a 2-run home run from Charlie Graham, and then a single from Will Applegate, and that's where things stand. Mound visit breaks, and the hill belongs to the righty Alec Bergman, who is set to deal to the right-handed first baseman, Nate Cooley. 0 for 2 back on Thursday in that loss to the Merchants. First pitch to him. Misses inside, and it gets away from the backstop. Klein Applegate sprints to second. He moves up 90 feet, and a runner in scoring position for the Ground Sloths here in the bottom of the second. They lead it 2-1. Bergman out of the stretch. He looks at second, now goes home, and it bounces in the dirt off the plate. But a nice job by Klein to collect it. And the count's 1-1. So on the pitch that got away from Klein, it was a called strike. Here's the 1-1. Grounded left side. The shortstop Weller charges on a couple of hops, fields it across his body, and it's in time to throw out Cooley. In the meantime, Applegate does advance on the throw. So there's one out. First retiree of the evening, and or of the inning rather, and now brings up the number 9 hitter Dalton Hobbick, who batted leadoff his last time out. It was in that opening round game against the Blue Caps. Here's the first pitch to him. It's a slider that misses outside at the knees, 1-0. But Peyton Dillingham giving Blake Crancer the nod in the leadoff spot. He's on deck. Here's the 1-0. Check swing. Doesn't matter. It was on the outside corner. A called strike. Counts 1-1. Here's the delivery from Bergman. Cut on and missed. He works himself ahead in the count, 1-2. Trying to respond after that 2-run home run off the bat of Charlie Graham, his first of the season. The 1-2 out of the windup. Misses just outside. A tough take from Dalton Hobbick, but he holds his swing well, and the count works even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A lot of speed there in the right-handed batter's box. The righty Bergman kicks and fires, and it's a swing and a miss for strike number 3. His first strikeout of the night, and there's 2 gone, and the lineup card turns over for Blake Crancer, who will come to the dish for the second time in as many innings. 13 RBIs, he's got a runner 90 feet away in Will Applegate. First and second clear. Here's the first pitch. Over the heart of the plate, just above the knees, called strike, 0-1. 217 average, 333 on base percentage, perfect in stolen base attempts. Here's the 0-1, a breaking ball that continued to break below the zone. Crancer looks at it, and it's ball 1. 12 swipe bags this summer. Batting leadoff. Here's the 1-1. Slider just outside, just above the knees, and the count's 2-1. 5'10", 170 pounds in that right-handed batter's box. 2-1. Misses at the ankles, 3 balls, 1 strike. A walk would just put runners on the corners. 2 away. Out of the windup. On the outside edge. Called strike. Count runs full. 1 for 4 against the Merchants in that winner's bracket game. 1 for 3 with an RBI in that first round matchup against the Blue Caps. The payoff, grounded foul, left side. Takes a bounce off the Blue Caps dugout, and the count remains 3-2. Bergman towing the first base side of the rubber. The windup goes home. Called strike 3, dots the outside corner, and he strands a runner 90 feet away in Applegate. So, a couple of hits and a 2-run home run from Charlie Graham is all the scoring that the Ground Sloths will get in the bottom of the second, but it's enough to take a 1-run lead. We'll turn it to the top of the third. Blue Caps look to respond. 9-1-2 to the plate on the other side. Top of the third, Ground Sloths lead the Blue Caps 2-1, winner to the championship game. That will also be tonight. The Merchants have already clinched their spot in that winner-take-all battle. But right now, Nick Curry returns to the hill. The righty will face righty-lefty, starting with the designated hitter Andrew Pishka, who digs in. Curry out of the windup goes home. Check swing on the outside corner, called strike, 0-1 to Pishka, who currently sporting a 3-game hit streak, trying to extend it to 4. The 0-1. Another check swing. Did he go around? Home plate umpire Tucker peels down to first base. Umpire Jeff Mozingo says, yes, he did, 0-2. Wind up and the pitch. High chopper back to the pitcher Curry, who sets his feet, fires to first. It's in time for out number 1. One up, one down for Nick Curry, who gave up 3 hits in the top of the second. Looking for a much cleaner inning of efforts. And now back to the leadoff man, Riley Hendren, who digs in the right side. First offering is above the zone at the letters. A changeup, 1-0. Hendren grounded out to the first baseman his first time up, the 1-0. Outside at the knees. 2 balls, no strikes to Hendren, who props the bat over his right shoulder. The delivery. He corkscrews his body out of the way, and the count works to 3 balls and no strikes. We'll see if it's a take all the way. Makes a couple of half practice swings through the zone, and now resets himself towards the front of that right-handed batter's box. Here's the 3-0 from Curry, and it misses inside once again above the knees, and a 4-pitch walk to Riley Hendren. And that's Curry's just first base on balls awarded of the night. So 1 out, a runner on, and the lefty Gage Wolf, who flew out to the center fielder his first time up. He steps in, that open stance, staring into the sun against the right-hander Curry, who checks the runner at first, now goes home. Runner goes, pitch outside, called strike, throw down, not in time. Riley Hendren's in with a head-first slide, his 9th stolen base of the season. And the count is 0-1. A nice pitch there from Nick Curry to dot the outer half. A changeup, and the count is 0-1. Runner in scoring position, 1 away. Curry tilted towards the bag at second, now goes home. And it just misses upstairs. A ball and a strike to Wolf. On-base percentage of .397 this summer for the Blue Caps. Curry pitches, and it's lofted into shallow center field. The Crancer comes in on it, makes the grab, and there's 2 away. Hendren, the lone base runner, he's over on second. He reached on a walk, and the score's still 2-1. Ground sloths in the top of the third. And it turns to the switch-hitting third baseman, John Shuey, who took his hacks from the left side his first time up, and he'll do so once again, facing the righty Curry. 2 away. Curry out of the stretch. Set at the belt. Delivers. Popped up left side, curling towards the seats, and that's where it'll end up. No balls, 1 strike to Shuey, hitting .333. Was an MVP candidate here in the Colonels Collegiate League, but it went the way of the third baseman on the other side, in Shea Brozek. The 0-1 from Curry. Misses outside, ball and a strike. Two outs. Second baseman Applegate playing the pole in shallow right field. He's got both feet on the outfield grass. Here's the 1-1. Up and away. A fastball that really never had a chance against Shuey, and the count's 2-1. Two outs. Shuey with 8 RBIs this summer, trying to bring home Riley Hendren, who's on second. The offering. Just outside at the hips. And the count is 3-1. Shuey taps the far side of the plate, brings it over to the near side, rests the bat over the left shoulder, now cocks it up. Here's the 3-1. and it's driven into right field. Casillas, a nice jump on it, takes a few steps towards his right, and makes the grab for the third out of the inning. No hits, no runs, and no errors in the field. Just one runner left on for the Blue Caps in the top of the third. Ground Sloths, who lead it 2-1, trying to extend that advantage on the other side. Brozek, Casillas, and Landrus, a dangerous trio for the Sloths. Bottom of the third, Ground Sloths lead it 2-1. They return to the dish and they send their 2-3-4 hitters, starting with the dangerous MVP and the right-handed third baseman Shea Brozek, who's ready to face the righty Alec Bergman, who winds and fires, and the first pitch is swung on and driven out to center field, down for a base hit and a leadoff knock for the Ground Sloths, who lead it by 1. The bottom of the third, and Shea Brozek, who's hitting .427 this summer, adds to that with a leadoff knock. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Now the hard-hitting right fielder Mateo Casillas steps in, collects himself outside of the left-handed batter's box, now steps in, and he's facing Bergman as well for a second time tonight. Brozek, the runner on first. First pitch is down and away, ball 1. Brozek 10 swipe bags this summer. He's been caught stealing 3 times. Makes for a 10 of 13. 2024, here's the 1-0. Up and at the letters. 2 balls, no strikes to Casillas, who's hitting .400. He walked in the first. Big, stocky build. 5'11", 205-pound freshman from SIU Edwardsville. Snap throw over to first. Brozek's back with a head-first slide. Blanchette holding him on over there on the right side of the infield. The 2-0 from Bergman. This is inside, above the knees. And the count's now 3-0. Casillas drew a 4-pitch walk his first time up, and in line to do so again if another one misses the zone. The 3-0 offering. Downstairs, ball 4. Casillas, light work. So far, a couple of 4-pitch walks, and Brozek moves over to second. There's 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the third. The Ground Sloths lead it 2-1, and now Dave Lingle takes a stroll out of the third base dugout once again, and that could signify the end of Alec Bergman's day. There was an arm loosening in the pen, talking to Dave before the game, and it sounded like he was wanting to go to Caden Addis out of the pen first. We'll see if that plan remains intact. And that is the end of Alec Bergman's day, so his line is not final. We'll step aside. We'll get you the new arm right after this here on KCL Championship Saturday. Bottom of the third, Dave Lingle makes the first call to the pen for the Blue Caps, and it comes in the form of the big, tall, 6'4", 200-pound righty Caden Addis. He comes in with 2 runners on. Shea Brozek's on second. He reached on a leadoff single, and Mateo Casillas drew a 4-pitch walk. Left on right, the matchup here to open things up for Addis. The right-handed designated hitter Luke Landrus is in the right-handed batter's box, and he swings at a first pitch fastball, and it's lifted out of play. 0-1 the count. Addis, 11 innings of work throughout the summer of 2024. He's given up 9 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Rising freshman headed to Illinois Wesleyan. 2 on, nobody out. 2-1 Ground Sloths lead. The offering, grounded left side, a chance to turn 2. Weller to Wolf. The relay onto first, not in time to get 2. So Landrus beats it out, and the runners move to the corners. Brozek onto third without a throw. Casillas is cut down on a fielder's choice, and Landrus is on first. And now the number 5 hitter, Jimmy Anderson, who has quite a bit of pop in that bat, but also a lot of swing and miss stuff. He walked and scored his first time up. 1 out, delivery. Outside corner called strike. 0-1 to Anderson. 3 home runs, 20 strikeouts. 6', 175-pound rising freshman. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball center field. Hendren's back on it. It'll be deep enough to score Brozek. It's into his glove. Brozek tags, and he's in without a throw. So Jimmy Anderson does his job. Scores Shea Brozek from 90 feet away. Landrus stays put at first. There's 2 outs. And Charlie Graham, who had a 2-run home run his first time up in the second, now digs in the right side. Left on right, the matchup, Addis out of the stretch. He's set at the belt. Checks the runner on first. Now goes home. Misses outside. Belt high. Counts 1 out. The 1-0. Cut on and missed. Nice off speed from Addis. Gets Graham out in front of it. Counts 1-1. 6'2", 215-pound rising freshman who calls time, steps out of the box. Wants to regroup. Practice cut outside of that right-handed batter's box. Steps in. Home plate umpire D. Ray Tucker signals play ball. Runner goes, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Throw down in time. Landrus is gunned down trying to move from first to second. And that will end the inning. So, a leadoff single from Shea Brozek. He comes around to score on it, and the Ground Sloths lead it 3-1. To the top of the 4th we go. 3-1 ball game. Top of the fourth, Ground Sloths lead the Blue Caps in an elimination game. Winner to the championship. It's Championship Saturday here at the Corn Crib. Merchants are already have locked themselves into that championship matchup. But right now, it's Nick Curry back on the mound for his fourth inning of efforts. 4-5-6, starting with the lefty swinging shortstop, A.J. Weller. The first offering, laced up the middle through for a base hit. A.J. Weller, who sharply hit a line drive his first time up. Fortunately for him, it was right at the shortstop, but this time it's a little bit better placement on it, and a leadoff single for the Blue Caps, who trail it 3-1 in the top of the fourth. Next up for the Blue Caps, the right-handed right fielder, Cal Darling, who singled and came around to score in the second. Taps the plate a couple of times. Now set in his squat in the batter's box. Here's the first offering to him, and it's a slider that moves away. Ball one. Darling hitting .436 this summer, hitting fifth for Dave Lingle, trying to cut into this deficit, working their way through the loser's bracket. There's the 1-0. Downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes, a slider that tailed down to the ankles of Darling. The Heartland commit. Play his games in the spring here at the Corn Crib, getting used to it. The 2-0, grounded left side, chance for 2. Anderson gloves it, steps on second, throws to first, and it gets past the glove of Cooley and into the Ground Sloth's dugout. Darling puts pressure running down the first base line. He'll get second after an errant throw from the shortstop Anderson, and there's one away and a runner on second. So Weller is out on a fielder's choice, and now Jake Morrill, who had an RBI double his first time up. He was thrown out trying to take third on it. That was the lone Blue Caps run. It scored Cal Darling, who came all the way around from first on a laser off the bat of Morrill. Curry out of the stretch, the first offering. It's hit in the air, center field. Krantzer's back a few steps. He makes a nice read, and he tries to double up Darling, who is back into second in time. So nice jump from Krantzer. He gloves it, and there's 2 away in the top of the fourth. Ground Sloth still lead 3-1. Just 7 innings to play here in these KCL doubleheaders. Now the right-handed first baseman, Trey Blanchette. Circles the bat a couple times over his right shoulder. First pitch comes in, and it hits him on the right shoulder. So 2 on and 2 outs. And the backstop, Charlie Graham's shaken up a bit too. Didn't quite see what happened to him. Not sure if he just took a ball or maybe Blanchette on the check swing. Peyton Dillingham's out to check on his catcher. So now next up will be Cannon Klein, who flew out to the right fielder in the second. Trey Blanchette singled his first time up. He's hit by a pitch. A.J. Weller led things off in this inning with a single. He was cut down on a fielder's choice. Could have been 2, but Anderson had a throwing error trying to relay the double play. And Blanchette over to first after a hit by pitch. And now a couple of warm-up pitches from Curry to Graham, making sure Charlie is okay. He gives his right-hander a thumbs up. We're ready to go. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Now the right-handed catcher, Cannon Klein, who's 0 for 1. Takes a deep breath outside of the right-handed batter's box. Home plate umpire D. Ray Tucker says, let's go to Nick Curry, who out of the stretch sends it home. This is up and in, ball 1. 5'11", 195-pound sophomore Klein was 1 for 3 in that elimination game versus the Bobcats on Thursday night. The 1-0 is hit in the air, left side, curling fair, and it's down for a base hit. Dave Lingle says, let's go home to Cal Darling, who scores from second. He gives the stop sign to Blanchette, And an RBI single off the bat of Cannon Klein makes it a 3-2 ball game in the top of the fourth. Now to the number 9 hitter, Andrew Pishka, who is no slouch at the end of this Blue Caps lineup, sporting a .314 average. Steps in the right side. Right on right, the matchup, still runners on first and second with 2 outs. Curry goes home. Misses downstairs, ball 1. 6 foot, 180-pound rising freshman heading to St. Charles Community College in the fall. Pishka cycles the bat a couple of times over his right shoulder, the 1-0. Hit in the air right side, hooking foul. It's in foul territory. The first baseman, Cooley's got a read on it, and he just can't get his glove on the ball. 1-1. It was going to be a tough play for the first baseman, but looking directly into the sun, couldn't quite corral it, and the count is 1-1. 3-2. Ground Sloths lead it. RBI single from Cannon Klein, who's over on first, has gotten us to that point. The ball and a strike here to Pishka. Curry dots the inner half, and the count is 1-2. Pishka grounded out to the pitcher his first time up in the third. Here's the 1-2 offering. Up and in, just below the letters, and the count is 2-2. Pishka, .429 on base percentage. 2-2. Grounded foul left side. About 3 feet to the left of the white painted line. Pishka wants to trade out his bat. He swings it towards the third base dugout, and he gets one from his center fielder, Riley Hendren, who is on deck. Pishka tightens up his batting gloves on the leisure walk back into the right-handed batter's box. He steps in, taps the plate a couple of times. We're ready to go here for the 2-2. Curry takes a peek at second, now goes home. Fly ball could be trouble. In front of the center fielder, Crancer, and he makes the diving grab. Blake Crancer has been outstanding in center field. Now he's got a chance to turn it around offensively. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. They lead it 3-2. Blue Caps back out on defense on the other side. You're listening to Championship Saturday KCL Baseball on the home of the Colonels Collegiate League. Bottom of the fourth, Caden Addis back out on the mound. He'll deal starting with the right-handed catcher, Charlie Graham, out of the windup. Addis goes home. Cut on and miss, strike one. So Graham came to the plate last inning, the bottom of the third, but saw a couple of pitches, and Luke Landris was gunned down stealing. So he's back out. Here's the 0-1. Hit in the air, right field. Cal Darling's in, takes a few steps towards the foul line, and makes the grab just below his shoulder for out number 1. Bottom of the 4th, Ground Sloths lead it 3-2 over the Blue Caps. Winner to the championship, where they'll face the Merchants, who are looking on in that right center field lawn. Just waiting to see who they'll play. Here's the first pitch to the lefty, Will Applegate, who swings at a fastball and fouls it straight back into the screen for strike 1. Will Applegate 1 for 1 with a single. Back to the plate for a second time. Quick pause after a ball in play coming from the bullpen down the first base line from the Ground Sloths. The 0-1, Addis kicks and deals. Paints the outside corner, a called strike through 2 pitches. Applegate's behind 0-2. Left on left the matchup. Applegate, one of the 2 left-handed hitters in this Ground Sloths lineup. An open stance in the left side. The offering. Fly ball, shallow right field. The second baseman, Wolf, calls on it. He takes a few steps into the infield dirt and snags it for out number 2. Now the number 8 hitter, Nate Cooley, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop, his first time up. Will dig in the right side with the bases clear and a 3-2 advantage over the Blue Caps. Championship Saturday elimination game to start things. First pitch misses outside at the knees, ball 1. Cooley, 5'10", 175-pound sophomore. Props the bat over the right shoulder. The 1-0. Cut on and missed. Ball and a strike to the first baseman. Scoring a .217 average. Addis out of the windup. Changeup misses down and away. It's at the feet of Cooley. Would have had to chase that one far out of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Defense playing him straight up. Here's the delivery. Above the zone at the letters. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Cooley. Heartland Community College commit. Here's the 3-1. It's way over the head of Cooley and all the way to the backstop, but with the bases cleared, Cannon Klein wasn't too concerned. So a 2-out runner on. That's Nate Cooley, who draws a base on balls. Now that brings it to the number 9 hitter, Dalton Hobbick, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Rotates between hitting leadoff and hitting 9th. Peyton Dillingham electing to go for that double leadoff. Here's the first offering, and it kicks away from Klein. It was down in the dirt, and the count's 1-0. Addis losing a bit of command. First call out of the pen after Alec Bergman, who drew the start, got pulled in the middle of the 3rd. 1 on, 2 outs. Here's the 1-0. Dots the inner half. Came in at the knees. A nice changeup from Addis, and the count's 1-1. Hobbick had the game off in that winner's bracket game against the Merchants, where they lost 11-10. Here's the 1-1. On the ground, left side. A tough hop for Weller, who smothers it and throws on to second to get the lead runner, Cooley. But that's the 3rd out of the inning. So a 2-out walk from Addis. That's where the Blue Caps, the Ground Sloths damage will stay. We'll turn it to the top of the 5th. Griffin Leonard will take it the rest of the way. Elimination game, winner of the championship. We'll see you on the other side.
Top half of inning number 5 here in the corn crib. Griffin Leonard the rest of the way for you here in semifinal number 2. Winner to face the Merchants in the 2024 KCL Championship. First pitch strike on the inner half to Riley Hendren. Hendren, the center fielder, leading off this inning for the Blue Caps. He swings and chops the ball to the left side. Anderson gloves it on the backhand across the diamond on a line, and there is one away. Hendren grounds out, and that's how we begin inning number 5. The Ground Sloths clinging to a 1-run lead here. Both of these teams with nowhere to run. They face elimination. So it'll be Gage Wolf. Wolf, the left-handed hitter, stands in the back of the box and will face the first pitch. He watches it sink in on the outside corner for a called strike. Nick Curry still out there for the Ground Sloths, and he misses outside 1-1. Even count the pitch. Oh, and he fouled it off into his ankle. Down on the ground is Gage Wolf. He's going to hop up relatively quickly, but that was an absolute shot off the bat. And it's one of those that if you've never experienced it, there isn't really a way to describe it. It's just so unexpected. So 2 strikes. Once we get going under once again, they're going to give Gage a chance to walk it off. Curry having a conversation with his catcher, Charlie Graham. So the bases are empty. 1-2 the count. Infield of Brozick, Anderson, Applegate, and Cooley await once we get back into game action here. Gage Wolf appears okay. He's going to stay in the game as expected, and he's back into the box. 1-2 count from the windup. Here it is, and it is high and outside. Even count at 2. Once again, the right-hander comes forward. The ground ball is to the right side, foul by about 3 feet. It is out of play. Well, and we will get a same ball into play, and we'll keep this thing going. The Illinois Wesleyan product steps back into the box. Gage Wolf looking to get the tying run on base. The 2-2 coming in, and it is hit high and foul. It swings into the left-hand side of the concourse and will bounce into the Connect Transit Kids Zone. Count remains 2-2. Curry getting ready, and now the pitch is hit a high fly ball, dying out in shallow center, and it's going to drop in the middle of the center fielder, Krantzer, and his middle infielders. So it's a 1-out base hit. It wasn't hit hard, but it gets down, and the Blue Caps have a man on here in the 5th. So Shuey comes up, and he has been phenomenal for the Blue Caps this season. He's up in a big spot. Gage Wolf, the tying run, stands on first base. Slide step delivery on the first pitch, which tails inside and misses. Shuey batting for the Blue Caps, .355, one of the best hitters in the KCL this season. Slide step, and the pitch misses low. 2-0 the count. A hitter's count for the 3-hole hitter. Two balls, no strikes. John Shuey back in the box. And the pitch comes forward. It's hit hard into right field. It hooks foul. Oh, that was hammered. It rolled all the way up the hill, up to the sidewalk up there. And the count will be 2-1 after that long foul ball. Shuey looking to barrel it up again. Curry swings the shoulders towards first. Now looks back home, comes set, and will deliver the 2-1. And it's another big swing, but this time swung through it, John Shuey. Count is 2-2. Shuey will be followed up by A.J. Weller. who stands in the batter's box, swinging the left-handed bat. Count even at 2 apiece. Infield set to turn 2. Anderson and Applegate hugging the second base bag. Wolf leads off first, and here's the pitch. High and outside, the count is full. Count runs to the maximum for John Shuey. Shuey's taken 9 walks this season. 3-2 pitch. And it misses high of the letters. It's a 1-out walk. And the Blue Caps are going to threaten here in inning number 5, trying to tie up this game. They've out-hit the Ground Sloths, as A.J. Weller will step in next. They've out-hit the Ground Sloths 6-3 today. But a nicely placed 2-run shot by the Ground Sloths to put them in the position that they're in now, even with less overall offensive production. So after the walk, A.J. Weller into the box. He takes a pitch outside. The pitch called a ball. 1-0 the count with men on second and first in Wolf and Shuey. 1-0 with 1 away. The pitch. And it is outside. Graham standing up to catch that one. That was also a tad bit high. The count 2 balls and no strikes now. And we'll have a quick conference on the mound between Charlie Graham and his pitcher, Nick Curry. Very important at bat this one is. They could get out of it right here with the well-placed ground ball. They could go down in the game if the ball finds the gap. Shuey and Wolf can both certainly run when they need to. 2-0 the count. Curry back on the mound. The right foot toes the rubber and he comes home. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1 to Weller. 2-1 the count here. The pitch way outside. Lost control of that fastball, Curry. And the count is 3-1. 3 balls and a strike. Curry stares down second. And now will finally come home. And the pitch is low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks after a base hit from Gage Wolf. And the bases are loaded. And we will see a meeting on the mound, potentially the end of the day for Nick Curry. He's thrown 4 1/3. Excellent for the majority of this game, besides a few minor touch-ups here and there. And is currently in line for the win, but responsible for all 3 runners on. Not an immediate move to the pen. There is an arm up and throwing. Can't quite see the number from out here. But I would expect that Curry will be on a short leash from here on out. The meeting is concluded, a pretty quick one. And Curry will remain in to face Cal Darling. Cal Darling playing his collegiate ball at Heartland Community College, just a quarter mile down the road. His home field right here at the Corn Crib. Bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch to Darling is a curveball right on the inside corner, dropped by Charlie Graham, but he still gets the call. 0-1. 1 out here in inning number 5. Ground ball foul back at the catcher, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Darling watches the pitch blaze high, 1-2. Curry got himself well ahead of the count. Can he still hold this one down and get the all-important out? The 1-2. It was a looper trying to curve it back into the zone. It stayed high and tight, 2-2. Count even at 2. Here it is from the right-hander. It's popped up high into shallow left center. Calling off the shortstop is Dalton Hobbick. He makes the catch and hucks the ball in. It is cut off by Charlie Graham before it could skip onto the backstop, and it will keep the runners at their respective bags. A huge second out after a long at-bat. The pitcher wins the battle, and the run stays off the scoreboard for now. So it'll fall to Jake Morrill. 2 outs, bases loaded. The tying run on third, the go-ahead at second. A.J. Weller also standing on the first base bag. 2 outs, first pitch coming. It is high, ball 1. Curry falling behind after retiring Darling after being ahead 0-2 in that count, down 1-0 here. Make that 2-0 as the pitch misses outside. Hitters count for Jake Morrill, and perhaps his biggest plate appearance of this 2024 KCL season. 2 down, 2-0 the count. The pitch from the right-hander. Foul ball back to the screen. 2-1 the count. The right-hander will pace around the mound a little bit, catch his breath. Still an arm up and throwing, and you got to wonder how long the leash is on the ground slaw's starting pitcher. If he gives up a run, perhaps that'll be it. 2-1 the count. The pitch, high and outside. It wasn't relatively close. And a 3-1 count upcoming to Jake Morrill. Three balls, 1 strike. Very important pitch upcoming. The right-hander sets and delivers. And the pitch is fouled off high of the sweets down the left field line and bouncing into the concourse. Full count. The runners will be on the move. Blue Caps trail by just 1 run. Payoff pitch incoming from Curry. From the belt, here he comes. And the pitch is hit high into the left field side. Well foul. Hooking and staying in play and caught by Shea Brozick. He runs it down, and that will send us to the middle of the 5th. The ground slots escape the bases loaded jam, and the Blue Caps will continue to trail. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th right after this. On the other side of the 5th inning stretch, we return to action here at the Corn Crib in Normal, Illinois. Griffin Leonard, pleasure to be here with you for the final day of the 2024 Colonels Collegiate League season. The ground slaw is up 3-2, and it is Blake Crancer in the box to lead off the bottom half of the 5th. Hitting in the leadoff spot today, the right-hander facing the 1-0. And it's hit hard to the left side through the infield and into left for a base hit. Crancer is starting the inning off with a bang, and the ground sloths are rolling in the 5th. Blue Caps will hope to turn 2 here. They bring their middle infielders to the second base bag. Meanwhile, Crancer leads off of first base. And it'll be Shea Brozick. It's Caden Addis out there for what he hopes to be his first full inning of work. And the lefty from the set position stares down first and comes home. The pitch is hit to the second base bag. Gage Wolf flips it to second. On to first, but not in time. The throw pulled him off the bag anyway, but it wouldn't have really mattered. It's gloved by the catcher. And there's one down. So they'll take the out at second where they can get it. Hobbick reaches, or rather, Brozick reaches. First pitch, a ball to Mateo Casillas. And that pitch is in there for a strike. One and one with one down. Left on left matchup, and the pitch is low. He went around on the 2-1. No need for an appeal that time. And the count is 2-2. So Casillas will step back into the box, really hugging the inside part of that left-handed batter's box, the toes on the line. The 2-2 coming. Brozick feigned going to second. He sticks around, and the pitch misses low. 3-2 the count. Full count upcoming to the 3-hole hitter. Luke Landris waits in the on-deck circle. Full count pitch. A hard ground ball to second. Oh, and it got under the glove of Gage Wolf. The ball's hucked into the second base bag, and Brozick goes first to third. It looked like that might have been an opportunity for a double play, but instead they get no out, and the runners would go to the corners. An opportunity potentially missed, but a good base hit by Mateo Casillas. Runners on the corners, one away. The ground slaw is trying to pad their lead. First pitch to Landris. Hard ground ball under the glove and into the left field corner. One run will score. It's knocked down. They're going to hold the runner at third, and it'll be an RBI double. Back-to-back ground balls that looked like they could have been fielded, and they both get in to the outfield. The Blue Caps defense struggling here in inning number 5. We'll see a mound visit here in the bottom of the 5th. So the ground slots take a 4-2 lead, and now I know Adam Hipsky talked about it earlier in the broadcast, but both of these teams trying to advance to the KCL Championship game to face the Merchants, the Blue Caps, the defending champions. And it's important to note that last year, the Blue Caps were the number 4 seed when they won the championship. And now we see the Ground Sloths, the 4 seed, just now 2 innings away from eliminating the defending champs and making it to the championship game as the bottom seed. Would be a bit of deja vu, only not deja vu that the Blue Caps would necessarily want. So Jimmy Anderson will hit. Up 2 now with runners on second and third. First base unoccupied, and the Caps will bring the infield in after the mound visit. Couple of ground balls. no outs to come from him. First pitch, blow of the knees, ball 1. With a base hit, Anderson could really break this one open. The outfield's back, especially Morrill in left field. Quite the gap in between the infielders and the outfielders with the infield in as the 1-0 misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. A hitter's count for Anderson. The 5-hole hitter batting from the right side digs in. Pitch coming from Addis. And it's hit hard left side through the hole past the diving H.A. Weller. 1 run will score. They will look to send to second in Landris. The throw is cut off. It'll go to second instead, and they throw him out. Anderson tagged out at second base. 2 runs come in to score, and it is 6-2. Very close play at the second base bag. A lot of fans vocally exclaiming that they did not agree with the call, but out the call at second base. And 2 runs will score. Pop up on the first pitch. Right field side. It'll fall inside of the foul line and bounce off of the fence. It's a 2-out double. And it bounces off of Charlie Graham. He's going to try for third. The shortstop tracked it down and the tag is made. What a wild end to the inning. A couple of base running miscues from the ground sloths, and we'll send this one into the 6th. 6-2. The Sloths lead the Blue Caps. We head to the top of the 6th inning here at the Corn Crib. And Trey Blanchette will lead it off for the Blue Caps, who now need 4 to get themselves back into this game. First pitch, ball low of the knees. And now the pitch hit high in the air, left field. That's hooking toward the corner. Will it stay fair? If it does, it's gone. What is the call? It is gone. I don't think either umpire wanted to make the call. They're kind of just standing there looking at each other, but the ball passes over The foul line, it was a towering fly ball into the corner, landed about 2/3 of the way up the hill, and that is certainly one way to get back into this ball game. They will certainly take it. 6-3. Cannon Klein will try to follow that one up. The Blue Caps still down 3 with just 6 outs left to work with to try to save their season. First pitch to Klein, and he hits the ball right side. It'll go over the seats, but of course not over the fence as it's well foul. 0-1 the count. The pitch from the windup over the head into the backstop of this ballpark. Nick Curry kind of just slipped that curveball, and I don't think Charlie Graham even had the slightest chance of making that catch. 1-1 the count with nobody out after the solo shot. From the windup, and the pitch is grounded softly to the third base side. Brozick will go all the way across the diamond. The longest throw in the infield is made perfectly, and there is one down. Make that 5 outs to work with as Andrew Pishka will hit out of the 9-hole. And a correction there is Jacob Castleman will be the pinch hitter. And he will take over the designated hitter spot. He swings through the first pitch. Castleman hitting out of the left-handed batter's box. Curry from the windup on the 0-1 misses inside. It's off the glove of Charlie Graham and rolls very slowly to the backstop. 1-1 the count. Curry working quickly here in the 6th. Gets back set on the mound with both feet. Now steps back and comes forward. Swing and a miss. The fastball was at the letters to Castleman, and the count's 1-2. Riley Hendren to follow. And the pitch is hit high into the air. Left side. It'll stay fair. Hooking toward that foul line, and Brozick makes the catch. There's 2 down. So Castleman comes in and doesn't really make too much of an impact in his first plate appearance. There are 2 down and still no one out, or still no one on, rather. Riley Hendren, the top of the order for the Blue Caps. Ground ball left side on the first pitch. Brozick fields it to his left, throws short hopping his first baseman. Cooley can't scoop it, and Hendren reaches via the throwing error. Will that be a kickstart for this Blue Caps offense? You'd think that the home run would be the kickstart, but maybe they need a second one. So Hendren gets on. Gage Wolf is going to hit now a 2 away. First pitch to him is on the outside corner, right at the letters as well, perfectly on that high and outside corner of the zone, and the count is 0-1. Here's the pitch, and it is just off the outside of the plate. Count even now. Curry found the spot he liked on the first pitch, tried to put it just an inch or 2 further outside, see if he could still get the call. And our home plate umpire said not so fast. The 1-1 hit high and foul, hooking out of play beyond the suites down into the concourse. 1-2 the count with 2 down. Still time for the Blue Caps, but it's got to come from the heart of the order here. Wolf facing the 1-2 pitch. He hits another fly ball, foul over the heads of everyone sitting behind home plate as it crashes into the roof of the pavilion. Riley Hendren will take another lead off of first base. He has not budged since reaching on the air. 1-2. And the pitch misses very high. A back pick down to first, not in time. Wondering if that was a pitch out because Graham certainly reacted very quickly to the high ball. And it was truly nowhere near the strike zone. Gage Wolf facing the 2-2 now. Slide step delivery, and he swings and misses at the changeup. Oh, it baffled him. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. 6-3. we head to the bottom half of the 6th frame. The Ground Sloths have 6 runs, and they lead the Caps by 3. First pitch outside to Will Applegate, who stands in left-handed against the Blue Caps pitcher. That's a new face on the mound as that ball shot out to the right field side, well foul. Ethan Plim is now pitching for the Blue Caps, the right-hander. Now even on the count with his first opponent in Applegate. Plim comes forward with the 1-1 and misses outside at the curveball. Tried to hook it around for a backdoor strike. Couldn't find the zone. 2-1. And the curveball on the outside edge. That's a much better pitch from Plim. The righty looking for his first out here. They would certainly love to keep the Ground Sloths scoreless in this frame. 2-2. The ball is hit hard down the right field line, but snagged by Blanchette. I have a feeling that ball would have ended up foul, but Trey keeping it in play by making the catch, and there's one away. One down. Bottom 6, Nate Cooley to hit out of the 8 hole. First pitch from the right-hander is in there for a strike. He's found that curveball on the left side of the plate now twice, and it looks really good coming in. Got to think it's a scary one for right-handers to face. There's another curveball. This one diving down to the dirt, swung on and missed. 0-2 quickly the count. So ahead of it here is Plim. From the windup, the 0-2. He throws that slider well away, and it's ball 1. One and 2 the count. 1 away. Base is empty. From the windup, here comes the pitch. And the ground ball is to the left side. Weller snags it on the backhand. Throws across his body. Long throw in time. Oh, what a play by the shortstop, A.J. Weller. And there are 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. That is a long throw to make off of your back foot. But Weller transferred his body weight well and retired the batter with just about a quarter of a step to go. 2 down, Dalton Hobbick, the next to hit out of the 9 spot. Strike 1 swinging to the 9-hole hitting Hobbick. Dalton trying to get this Ground Sloths offense going. The 0-1. The pitch misses outside, off speed. Never really stood a chance. The pitch swung on and missed. That's a really good spot for it. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away to Hobbick. Klein setting up outside the pitch. Just off the outside corner, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Out of the windup, here comes Plim. And he spikes the 2-2 curveball. The count is full. Blue Caps have got through this inning to this point very efficiently, but now in danger of losing him is the right-hander fresh into the game. Payoff pitch upcoming. And the pitch is grounded to the left side. Weller comes in to make this play, throws off of 1 foot. Not in time, says the base umpire. Oh, wow. It was a beautiful scoop by the first baseman, Trey Blanchette. And at least from up here, it looked like that one was less close than the previous bang-bang play that was called out. But they get the benefit of the call, so an infield single. Now, we don't have instant replay, but as we take a look at this mound visit, I am going to go into our stream and see if I can back it up on my end and see if I need to check my eyes. We'll see a mound visit here with 2 down, 1 on. And when we resume, it'll be Blake Crancer to hit. All right, I have looked at the video review, and I do appear to be corrected. I do believe he was safe. So, runner on first, 2 away. As we continue in the bottom of the 6th. Blake Crancer to hit. First pitch from the right-hander, and it dives away from him. Ball 1, low and away. Caught by Klein, keeping the runner at first. Runner on the move here. The pitch is on the outside corner. Throw down to second is a good one, but not in time. Gage Wolf really wanted that call, but ahead of the throw was Crancer, who steals the base. And a runner in scoring position now for the ground sloths. The count 1-1. 1-1 the pitch. Runner on the move again, and the ball's hit hard at left side. Glove backhand. They're going to throw across the diamond at first. Not in time. And the run will come around to score from second. Hobbick with the heads-up base running will come around with the jump off of second base. And it is 7-3. Runner on the move, first pitch in there for a called strike. And no throw down to second base. Oh, and 1 the count, the pitch. Just low of the plate, ball 1. It's Shea Brozick, the 2-hole hitter. Batting now for the Sloths, the 1-1 in the dirt, off the mask of Cannon Klein. It'll allow the runner to move up 90 feet. And the wheels falling off the bus for the defending champions. Down 4 and a runner on third. So a 2-1 count. 2 outs in the pitch. Low of the knees, ball 3. Three and 1 the count. And now the delivery on the outside corner, 3-2. Count goes full. Plim trying to get out of this inning. He got through the first 2/3 of it without a scratch, and now has struggled. The pitch just off the outside part of the plate. Oh, it looked good. Couple of Blue Caps on their way to the dugout will now have to turn around and head back to their positions because that is ball 4. Mateo Casillas, the next bat for the boys in the brown shirts. And the SIUE product will stand in. Runners on the corners, 2 away. First pitch to Casillas is on the inside half of the plate, called strike. Ahead in the count goes Plim. The right-hander jumps and throws to first. Blanchette catches the ball and jogs toward the pitcher's mound as to make sure the man on third base does not go anywhere in Hobbick. 0-1 the count still, and the pitch comes forward now. The ball's hit hard into left field. Will it hang up? It will, and it's caught by Jake Morrill. It was hit hard. Looks like it might drop initially, but it hung up and was caught by the left fielder, and that retires the side. Last gasp opportunity for the Blue Caps. They will need to score more in inning number 7 than they have mustered in the first 6. But the postseason does wild things. Will the Caps have one last shot left in them? We'll find out right after this. It's KCL Championship Saturday on the KCL YouTube channel. time is now for the Blue Caps, if ever. John Shuey will lead off in the 3-hole. They need 4. And Nick Curry will try to slam the door shut. First pitch on the inside corner, called a strike. Curry has been phenomenal today. A complete game, at least to this point, trying to finish off the defending champions of the Colonels Collegiate League. 0-1 the count, and the pitch is well outside to Shuey. Shuey will be followed up by A.J. Weller and Cal Darling. And if the Blue Caps are to mount a comeback, many, many more. 1-1 pitch, low, it skips into the glove of Charlie Graham, and the pitch is taken for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. The righty from the windup. The ball is grounded right side foul in between the first baseman and the first base coach. Clinging into the vacant ground slots bullpen. 2-2. No need for a bullpen to be active when your starter's throwing the whole game. 2-2 the pitch. And Shuey fights it off, staying alive as he chops it back to the backstop. Fresh ball into the game, and Curry with it in his glove at shoulder height. 2-2. The pitch comes forward, and it is well high at the eyes of John Shuey. 3-2. The count is full. Be a small step, but an important step for the Blue Caps if they can get their leadoff man on base. Here's the payoff pitch, and it misses high and outside. John Shuey with a bat flip that meant business after drawing the leadoff walk. And we will see a mound visit and down the right field bullpen. Now the ground sloths bullpen getting active. That will be it for Nick Curry. No warm-up pitches for the man coming out of the bullpen. We're going to take a break. When we get back, I'll let you know who it is, and we'll see if they can slam the door shut here. Right here on the Colonels Collegiate League YouTube network. Welcome back, as we have a new man on the mound in Lucas Frank for the Ground Sloths, needing just 3 outs to send the Sloths, who finished bottom of the Colonels Collegiate League and looked, for the most part of the season, like the clear bottom team, into the championship game where they'd be just 1 win away from advancing, well, not even advancing, to winning the title. Frank misses on the first pitch, 1-0 count now, and the pitch comes in to the left-handed hitting A.J. Weller, and it's taken for a strike. So John Shuey leads off of first base. They'll likely need Shuey to score and 3 other Blue Caps. They're going to get back into this. 1-1, no one out. The pitch, Shuey's on the move, and the pitch was kind of a check swing. The throw down to second is not in time. They're going to say no swing And I would assume that an appeal wouldn't do anything, and that is the case. No umpire on that side of the infield to make that judgment. But our two base umpires now switch positions, and now that would be possible. 2-1 the count. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position. And time called as Charlie Graham is going to trot out and talk to his pitcher. You know, it does surprise me a little bit that John Shuey was running on that pitch. Of course, down 4, it is in essence a meaningless run, so you don't want to run into an out, but of course, the thought process is you can get out of a double play scenario. 2-1, the mound visit has concluded, and now Frank comes home, and the pitch is well outside. A.J. Weller has worked himself into a hitter's count without much effort. 3-1 pitch incoming. Frank stares down Shuey at second, who's bouncing around and now comes home. The pitch is skied into right field. Going back on it is Casillas. He will have room as it stays in the park, and the ball is caught. Hard throw into the infield. It's cut off by Jimmy Anderson, the cutoff man at short, as Shuey moves up to third, but the Ground Sloths won't be too concerned about that. They've got their first out. It was a long one, but it didn't really matter. So Cal Darling, who popped out to shallow left center last time, he will come up to try to resurrect this Blue Caps offense. The first pitch to Darling is off the end of the bat. Saw it off. It'll stay fair. They're going to go home. Close play at the plate. Shuey gets his right hand ahead of the throw and will score. Oh, so close to the final out being at home plate. But they get their run. That ball landed on the turf on the foul side of the line, but the first base umpire standing right over it deemed that the ball crossed over the first base bag prior to bouncing into foul territory. So a fair ball, a ground out, and 2 away. 3-run deficit. Jake Morrill will hit the first pitch into right center field. Going back on it, making the dive and making the catch is Mateo Casillas. What a play to end it. The Ground Sloths are championship game bound here in the Colonels Collegiate League 2024 playoffs. It'll end the run for the Blue Caps. Defending champs no more. We will have a new champion crowned in our next game, which will start in just under half an hour. Griffin Leonard here with you for the first game. We're going to send it to an extended break. And when we return, you'll see who you get. We'll have the championship game here with you. Merchants, Ground Sloths, coming up after this. Well, I hope you didn't miss me too long. Back here at the Corn Crib, I have been informed that we will have our awards presentations going on shortly, so it will be an extended break before we get to the championship game. We're not going to stream the award ceremony, but we will make note of the winners, and we will talk about that when we get back for the championship game. We're going to end the stream, and there will be a new link for the championship game, so make sure to be on the lookout. Championship game coming up once the awards ceremony has concluded. Thank you very much for joining us here on the KCL YouTube network.